Get your pen and paper out, everyone. We're about to grade the Raptors offseason. Why? Why? 15 straight W's to the very end.
Oh my goodness, this doesn't feel real.
What is going on, Rosano Nation, Raptors Nation? Welcome back to another edition of Raps Report, a podcast where I talk about the Toronto Raptors and other NBA news. I'm your host, Luca Rosano. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you're all staying safe out there. In this episode, we're going to be taking a look at the Raptors offseason moves, and I'm going to give you my final grade. Now, I asked all of you on my YouTube community page what you would grade the Raptors offseason, and here are the results. As you can see right here, B is the winner. That got the most votes. So I'm going to tell you what I think of the Raptors offseason, and then at the end of the show, I will give you my final grade. Before we get right into it, do me a solid favor, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new, plus ring the bell. Guys, we literally almost grew 1,000 subs in a week. I cannot begin to express my gratitude for all of you. Thank you so much, whether you're an old subscriber, new subscriber. You guys are awesome, man. Let's keep this thing going. Let's hit 18K, hopefully before the end of today, since it is the last day of November. Yeah, let's keep this momentum riding into next season. So like, sub, share if you enjoy these shows, and keep connecting with me on social media. That's Instagram, that's Twitter, and that's TikTok. Okay, let's get into the Raptors offseason, and let's first start with their draft. So, you look at the Raptors draft, everyone, and the Raptors weren't rumored to make any moves. I mean, there was some talk well into the summer, early on, that the Raptors could have potentially went after LaMelo Ball, but obviously that never came to fruition. So you look at the Raptors, they only had 2 picks slotted at number 29 and 59 in a very weak draft class. However, they were still able to turn heads as they grabbed Malachi Flynn with the 29th overall pick from San Diego State University. While he still has a bit of development to achieve, the 6'1" guard is coming off an impressive season in which he averaged 17.6 points, 5.1 assists, and 4.5 rebounds per game while shooting 44% from the field. He's likely to receive decent minutes behind Lowry and Van Vliet if he can prove himself early on. So the fact that the Raptors were able to grab potentially a diamond in the rough with the number 29 overall pick, that is a win in my book. And then you look at their other draft pick, Jalen Harris. He does have some great skill and nice size and could receive more minutes if the team does decide to cut ties with Terrence Davis. So Harris, I know he's not a big name. A lot of people didn't know who this guy was when the Raptors selected him, but he has promise that he can become a good depth guard for the Toronto Raptors. So, given the circumstances of the draft, it not being a very good one, I think the Raptors got themselves 2 nice solid additions. So I was actually very happy with their draft. I know a lot of people thought that they might have gotten a big with that last pick, but the fact that they go out and get a guard speaks volumes to how much Jalen Harris impressed them. So I will trust the Raptors' drafting process here. Okay, let's move on now to the offseason moves. The Raptors, going into the offseason, all the talk was, of course, around their 3 big unrestricted free agents, and Fred VanVleet, Serge Ibaka, and Marc Gasol. And the end result was the Raptors only keeping one of those big 3, as VanVleet inked a 4-year, $85 million deal as free agency commenced. So let's look at this re-signing of Fred VanVleet. This was a great deal, y'all. The Raptors didn't overpay while giving VanVleet a very fair payday. VanVleet's scoring averages has jumped from his 2018-2019 season, in which he averaged only 11 points per game while dishing out 4.8 assists. And then, as he was given nearly a 10-minute bump in playing time in the 2019-2020 season, he saw his averages increase to 17.6 points and 6.6 assists per game. So those are big leaps that VanVleet made, and that was promising enough for the Raptors to make this investment. And it is a great investment because Fred VanVleet has been and will continue to be an integral piece of Nick Nurse's offense. So The fact that the Raptors, again, didn't overshoot here, you gave Van Vliet fair money, this was a great move. And then you look at the bigs that the Raptors lost. The Raptors were really hoping that they'd keep either one of Ibaka or Gasol, but couldn't come to terms on a deal that made sense. So the Raptors actually did the smart thing here. They didn't want to compromise future financial flexibility, so instead of trying to make a desperate move in this situation, they let both bigs walk, and as they did that, they went out and went to go get some cheap options instead, and one of those options was Aron Baynes. And you look at Aron Baynes, guys, he's arguably the better defender in the case of both Ibaka and Gasol, and he can step back and drill the occasional three-pointer if need be. The 6'10" Australian shot 35.1% from deep last season, his highest mark of his career. So that's a promising sign that Baynes, he's great defensively, and he can also hit the outside shot, and he's actually getting better with that component of his game. And then not to mention, Aron Baynes is now expected to get a lot of playing time. He's going to get starters minutes, so this could prove to be one of Baynes' best years of his career. So yes, the Raptors lost Serge Ibaka and Marc Gasol, but again, they didn't act desperate. They didn't bring him on a dumb deal, and instead they went out and got a cheaper option, and they went out to get their big catch of the offseason, Aron Baynes, and then obviously they went out to go get other depth pieces in an Alex Len, a DeAndre Bembry. Again, guys that didn't break the bank, and guys who are going to add solid depth. What is the verdict? What is the verdict after the moves that the Raptors made? The overall goal for the Raptors wasn't to go after big free agents. We already knew this. It was to keep its core intact while keeping its cap flexibility open for next offseason. And as it stands now, the Raptors will have that important max slot available for next offseason. This to me was a very good offseason. A lot of people look at this team, look at some of the moves that they made and said, this team got worse. What the hell? They didn't upgrade. All the other teams in the East made moves and the Raptors went backwards. No, that is not the case here. The Raptors didn't go out and get the sexy names. The Raptors stay true to their game plan. After all that, what is the Raptors' grade, in my opinion? The Raptors get a B+. As I put my teacher's cap on, get my pen and paper out, the Raptors get a B+. The Raptors took care of its top priority in re-signing Fred VanVleet, didn't overpay to keep Ibaka or Gasol, and once again, kept themselves financially flexible for the foreseeable future. That to me is a B+. They didn't get a failing grade. They didn't get a D. They didn't get a C. They didn't get an A. They get a B+. So there you have it. What do you think of my grade of the Toronto Raptors offseason? And more importantly, what would you grade the Raptors offseason? Let me know in the comment section down below. Again, if you haven't already, smash that like button. Sub to the channel if you are new. Plus, ring the bell. I got a lot more content coming before the start of next season, which is coming up very, very quickly. Consider becoming a channel member today as well. And once again, your support is truly appreciated. That's it for me, guys. As always, thank you so much for watching. And I will catch you all again in the next edition of Raps Report. Until next time, be great and stay blessed. Peace.